Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. City Manager Troy Schulte announced a $10 million bond allocation to demolish about 800 blighted properties on the city's dangerous buildings list. The initiative is part of the proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year. This week, the manager, along with Mayor Sly James, delivered their joint budget proposal to City Council Finance Committee Chairman Scott Wagner. In addition to the demolition, the manager described a companion idea. If you want to fix up a home, you can buy it for just $1. You heard me right, only $1. Plus, once the house has been rehabbed and there is an owner-occupier in place, they would be eligible to receive up to $8,500 towards the renovation costs.
There has always been some concern that, well, instead of demolishing these buildings, is there an opportunity for them to be rehabbed? There is. Those two buildings are now for sale for $1. I'm serious. $1, and if you rehab that and put somebody in there who will live in the as an owner-occupied resident, the city, as part of this bond program, will rebate what would have cost us about $8,500 in demolition costs. We will rebate that to the person who rehabs that house or buys that house and lives in it at the end of that environment.
For more information on this win-win deal, visit kcmo.gov and search Land Bank. Tired of waiting in line at municipal court? The court has introduced a new computerized waiting line system to reduce wait times for customers and to improve the system's efficiency.
Recently, municipal court installed a new automated line queuing system. We want to make everything easier and more efficient for our customers as well as even our employees. So if anyone needs to pay a ticket or get information from the cashiers, what they'll do is stop at the kiosk, select the language and the service that they need. They'll receive a printed ticket, have a seat, relax, and then wait for their number to be called. And that's when they'll go to the window.
Please remember that municipal court remains open to serve the public while the building is being remodeled to improve the building's layout and to comply with ADA standards. Drivers in the Northland will notice a new stoplight has been recently installed at North Oak and Shoal Creek Parkway. This is just one of many infrastructure improvements that Public Works has made along the Shoal Creek Parkway in order to enhance safety and drivability in the Northland. Now let's check in with some of our city's departments.
Hi, I'm Janet O'Hagan with Kansas City Convention and Entertainment Facilities, bringing you news of upcoming shows and sporting events taking place at your city facilities. The 2016 Greater Kansas City International Auto Show returns to Bartle Hall March 2nd through 6th with over 500 new cars, trucks, SUVs, crossovers, and minivans. You will be impressed with the latest models and technical achievements from the best of the automotive industry. You won't find a better spot to comparison shop than the Kansas City Auto Show. Product specialists will be ready to provide all the latest information and demonstrations. Spring Madness is back at the historic Municipal Arena, starting off with the 2016 MIAA Basketball Tournament, March 3rd through March 6th. This will be followed by the annual NAIA Division I Men's Basketball National Championship, March 16th through 22nd, which is the longest continuous national collegiate tournament in any sport. It's great family fun with 32 teams over 6 days to crown only one champion. The Kansas City Home Show returns to Bartle Hall on March 18th through 20th, a Kansas City tradition for 67 years. The Home Show, together with the Kansas City Lawn and Garden Show, presents new opportunities and choices for homeowners to get a jump on spring home and garden projects. Chip and Joanna Gaines from HGTV's hit show Fixer Upper are back and making special appearances. For ticket and event information, go to kcmo.gov. To learn more about events taking place at Kansas City's convention and entertainment facilities, visit kcconvention.com and click on the events calendar or call 816-513-5000.
I grew up in Gallatin, Missouri, and I started boxing when I was 5 years old. And what happened was my dad went to the city in Gallatin, and Dockery Park gave us a building at the park. And they paid the lights and rent. My dad bought all the equipment, and just basically every kid in Gallatin boxed a little bit. And I ended up having 132 amateur fights, and went on to fight professionally. And as a pro, I've been fortunate enough to go to Europe 26 times. I've fought all over the world. I fought in Scotland, Denmark, Germany, and that was all through boxing. And I mean, I'm from a small town of 2,000 people. I had 34 people in my graduating class. But through boxing, I've got to see the world. It actually, where it takes some people off the streets, it took me out of a cornfield. So I got to go places, and do great things through boxing, where a lot of inner city kids use it as an alternative to give them something to look forward to, humility, confidence, all the things that boxing instills, that's what we're wanting to offer. When my dad took us all to the boxing club at Dockery Park every day, it was just natural. I took it for granted that the city actually gave us this building and paid the lights and rent. I mean, when you get older and you pay your own bills, you realize what a big deal that is. So the fact that the city is going to step up and allow me a place to actually train kids, I think that's fantastic, and I'm going to take full advantage of it, and I think we're going to have a rocking gym. And it's going to be us against everyone else. I mean, we're going to have a team. We're going to help each other. We're going to respect each other. I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and I really can't wait to get started. That's everyone's dream, is to go to the Olympics. Cam Awesome is going to the Olympics. I mean, he's going to represent our country. And this is a big deal, you guys. This guy is world famous and right here in Kansas City and helping us promote this gym. So thank you, Cam.
I'm grateful to be in the position that I am, and I thought that boxing and community programs have only been helping me since 2008. Recently, I realized that I've been part of community-funded programs my whole entire life. Growing up since like first grade, I was in judo classes, Lil Cam with a little karate belt on, after-school programs, summer camps, and programs like the Kansas City Golden Gloves are the ones that help the community the most. Many families are single-parent homes, not a lot of disposable income. So a lot of these programs are where these kids go during the summer and after school, and I was a part of that. It has taken me all over the world. I've had over 300 fights. I get to be captain of the Olympic team, and I got to see countries that I don't know how to spell yet. Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, there's a bunch of different ways to spell them. That's not the important part. The important part is I got to experience it.
I want to talk about the Golden Gloves for a moment. Kansas City Golden Gloves is an all-volunteer nonprofit. Tony and Jack are both volunteers, officials. We can help train you if you want to coach kids. I'm sure Coach Cummings would like to help. We can help train you if you want to become an official. So if you're interested in that, in addition to boxing, let me know. This information will tell you what's necessary to become a boxer, to become a coach, and to become an official. So
and sometimes they skip weeks. But the cool thing about boxing is if you play basketball, you play football, you play a different sport, we're always happy when you leave and stop boxing to go do something constructive like play another sport, and you're always welcome back. So there's no timeline on how fast you have to fight.
Well, I can interject something there with other sports too. I played football, basketball, and stuff in high school, and whenever I was boxing, hitting the speed bag, hitting the doubling bag, training in boxing, my basketball shot was better, my agility was better. It makes you a better athlete in all other sports. I mean, if you just box, some, and you just learn to do it and get the discipline from it, I mean, you're going to carry that through life and everything you do, whether it's sports, whether it's your everyday life and business. I mean, you're going to learn a lot from boxing, and there's no other sport that has that kind of teaching. I mean, it's a life lesson in the ring.
If you've ever been to the Regional Training Academy of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, you've probably noticed artifacts and memorabilia on display in the front hall. Recently, the cases got a dust-off and new items were added. Walking from window to window is like taking a stroll through time from 1874 to the present. The displays include everything from uniforms to photos dating back to when police rode on horseback. Officer Chris Sicoli is Vice President of the KCPD Historical Society. Sicoli says KCPD's history is a history of Kansas City.
The police department has been part of Kansas City since the day we became a city, 1874. The very first day we became a chartered city, we had a police department. So our history has always been intertwined with the city history, with the region history. So every story we tell is not just a story about ourselves, it's a story about the whole area.
The Paseo Massacre occurred in 1948 and resulted in the shooting of 5 KCPD officers, 4 of them fatally. Charles Perrine, a 9-year veteran of the department, was one of them.
They were there to serve a warrant. Disturbance broke out as shots were being fired. More officers came. One suspect was killed there, and the other one was captured, and he was later executed by the state of Missouri. It's kind of an honor to have a picture from that time frame of those officers.
Also on display is another recent acquisition, awards bestowed upon KCPD hero, Sergeant John Paul.
And we got it, we were very excited, not only because of the shadow box was so complete, but Sergeant Paul, which not too many people have ever heard of, is one of those one-of-a-kinds in the department. He has 2 Medals of Valor. And that being the highest award that we could bestow, it's rare enough for a person to have 1, but to have 2 is pretty amazing.
The Historical Society also takes pride in the fact that an African American officer was part of the first police force in 1874. Several older artifacts from the turn of the century were kept in use for years, while others have undergone significant change, like the Rules and Regulations book from 1912.
It's amazing that we still have it, and it's in really good shape, but it's something that you look at the inside cover, we printed ourselves, we bound ourselves, we had our own department print shop. It's little stories like that you see. It's not just that we had the Rules and Regulations book, but we did it all in-house. It was something that we were all self-sufficient that we had to do ourselves. And it's interesting to see, if you leaf through, you'll see some things haven't changed that much, and some things have dramatically changed. So it's always kind of fun to see where we came from compared to where we are now. When we would take a prisoner's mugshot, you've seen the movies, this is what they would hold in front. We'd change the numbers using the little dials in the back here for date and time and the whole other numbering system we were using at the time. And this is what they had for front mug and side mug. When they were closing the jail down, we wanted to make sure that we got a piece of our history. So this was kind of interesting. We've cleaned it up some because you don't know how many thousands of people have touched this throughout the years.
You can see more of KCPD's memorabilia on display in the lobby of police headquarters at 1125 Locust, in addition to the Police Academy and the Kansas City Public Library. To find out how to donate, check out their Facebook page at the Kansas City Police Department Historical Society. I'm Detective Von Burns. Have a safe week.
Hi, I'm Consuelo Cruz, and I'm with the Office of Culture and Creative Services, and I'm here at Folk Alliance International's world headquarters in Kansas City's River Market to tell you a little bit about an event that is supported by the city. It's one of the many cultural and arts events that are happening here this year, and it's the Folk Alliance International Conference. And I'm so happy to be here and have Angus Finnan, who is the Executive Director of Folk Alliance International, to tell us a little bit about the conference. Angus, there is so much happening with this conference. There's 2,500 people that are going to be coming from around the world. So can you tell us, give us some snippets about what we can expect from the conference and how Kansas Cityans can also participate?
Absolutely. Well, it's a 5-day conference that brings together agents, managers, presenters, and artists from 20 different countries, and they come here to do their business meetings and networking for the year. So it is an industry event, but we also have many options for the public to come. We have evening showcases, concerts each night. We have an awards gala on Wednesday, February the 17th. We have a music camp that takes place in the Sheridan for musicians of any age or level to come and take master classes and lessons with instructors from around the world. And this year we're launching on Sunday, February 21st, an indoor folk festival. So anybody in Kansas City, whether they're a musician or not, can come and see some of the finest local, regional, national, and international artists. We have a square dance, an artisans market, and a gospel session in the morning. So it's going to be great family fun for everyone.
Great, because I think that's one of the things that people want to know about. Is it family friendly? Can I bring my kids? Can I bring the entire family? The other thing that I read about was the music camps. So people can come and take classes, whether you're a musician that's just starting out, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, and you can take music lessons from musical masters. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah, it's separate from the conference itself, and it really is geared to musicians of all ages and stages. So there are lessons in fiddle technique, banjo technique. If someone wants to study with a master musician in terms of guitar technique or mandolin, vocal workshops. There's also master classes by legends, including David Anram, members of the Tex Maniacs. So anyone who wants to brush up on their conjunto accordion playing, it really is quite a range. And everything is, of course, listed on our website at folk.org.
Okay, and then you also have volunteer opportunities for Kansas Citians to help out with the festival.
Absolutely. It's an expensive conference to come to because it is an industry event, but we have a need for volunteers and 250 volunteers locally, and in exchange for 16 hours of support, they receive free registration to the conference. We do also have different volunteer needs on our Sunday for the music fair. And in exchange for 4 hours of support, they have access to that indoor folk festival.
So can you give us the dates and the location just so we can get...
Absolutely. So the February 17th is the kickoff with the awards gala, and we run through to Sunday, February 21st. The entire event takes place at the Weston Crown Center, with the exception of the music camp, where the lessons take place at the Sheridan.
Great. And if they can get more information, all they have to do is check out your website at www.folk.org.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for taking time from planning the world's largest gathering of folk music. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
My pleasure.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
The proposed city budget is now available online at kcmo.gov for review by residents. And mark your calendars. We'd like your reaction and input to that new budget. Residents are invited to attend any of 3 public hearings. The hearings all run from 10 a.m. through noon on 3 consecutive Saturdays. The first is February 20th at the Regional Police Academy, 6885 Northeast Pleasant Valley Road. The second is February 27th at the East Patrol Station on the Leon Jordan campus at 27th and Prospect. The third is March 5th at the Hillcrest Community Center, 10401 Hillcrest Road. During those hearings, City Council members and staff will present information and listen to public input. You're also invited to ask questions and share ideas regarding the city's submitted fiscal year 2016 through 17 budget by participating in the city's annual Twitter budget chat on Tuesday, March 1st from 3 to 4 p.m. During that time frame, Mayor Sly James, City Manager Troy Schulte, as well as representatives of various city departments will gather together at City Hall to respond to your questions live via Twitter. To participate, just send those questions or comments via Twitter at KCMO using the hashtag KCMOBudget. Or you can also send an email to kcmosocial@kcmo.org. Participants will receive a response to their question or idea from city leadership who are responsible for making those budget decisions. In recognition of the President's Day holiday on February 15th, City Hall and other city offices will be closed. Curbside trash and recycling pickup will also be delayed one day during that week. For example, residents who usually have Monday collection will receive that service on Tuesday, and residents who usually have Friday collection will receive it on Saturday. To view this program again or any other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel as well as a Channel 2 program guide. And that does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.